Yes, Mr. Linder.
Your Honor, I just wanted to advise you, the family for Mr. Shaneberg, or I've been advisor at the courtroom. One of the people there needs to get to work, so they were hoping we could get that case called. I wanted to bring it to your attention.
And where is that person being held?
I'm not sure. Maybe North Broward. I'm not sure though.
North Broward, Your Honor.
Yes.
North Broward?
He's on page 8 of your docket.
Mr. Romero
Yes.
needs to speak to the person that's in quarantine. Is that right?
Correct. The deputy's, Deputy Hagan is going to have Mr. Backus call me right now. Once I'm done, then we'll inform the court that we're ready to proceed, but certainly you can address the other people that needs to be addressed right now.
Can Mr. Miller help us on that then?
Judge, I'm going to speak on Mr. Shaneberg's case.
Okay, we'll call that one now then.
North Broward, Your Honor.
Okay, deputy in the courtroom.
Oh, Your Honor.
Yes, Your Honor, I get it.
Okay.
No worries.
Yes, ma'am. Appreciate you. Are we waiting for someone to appear in courtroom 4155, Judge?
We are.
Your Honor, anything else from the Spanish interpreter?
Any other interpreter cases?
Not at Maine.
Thank you, Mr. Sinisi.
Have a good day and everybody stay safe. You're welcome, Your Honor.
Good luck, Mr. Sinisi.
Likewise. Thank you.
Your Honor, in the courtroom, can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you, but we cannot see you.
I don't see it on the screen here either.
Okay, so there should be a little camera.
I have anxiety. I have terrible anxiety. It's part of my condition.
Okay. We are now able to see in the courtroom 4155 at the courthouse. We are here this morning on Justin Samuel Shaneberg. Is that you, sir?
Yes, Your Honor. Thank you.
Okay. You're here this morning charged with touch or strike battery, domestic violence, and battery on a person 65 years of age or older. I do find probable cause as to those two offenses. I will hear from you, Mr. Linder.
Your Honor, I was wondering if you might consider taking testimony from the two alleged victims. I just would want to hear what they might have to advise the court before making a recommendation.
Okay. The two people that are in the courtroom, can you see and hear me? You have to turn the mic, the little microphone. Deputy, there you go. Thank you. Can you see and hear me?
Yes, we can see and hear you.
Okay. I'm going to ask if you would just tell me, are you both here to speak in regarding to the matter of state of Florida versus Justin Samuel Shaneberg?
Yes, we are.
Yes.
Okay. I'm going to ask each of you, if you wouldn't mind, please raising your right hand. Do you swear or affirm to tell me the truth?
Yes.
You can put your hands down. And if you would just start by stating your full names as loudly as you can so we can hear you.
Linda Margaret Shaneberg.
James Brent Hart.
Okay. And what would you like to tell me this morning about the case here against Mr. Justin Shaneberg? Let's start with you, Ms. Shaneberg.
This is my son, Justin, my older son. He lives with Brent and I temporarily. And I really don't know where to start. He has some anger and he has mental issues. He's had this since he was 6 years old.
Can't hear it.
He's just not gotten, proper help.
Your Honor, could you ask her to speak up a little bit? I'm having trouble hearing.
Sure. Okay, ma'am, if you wouldn't mind, you can't really take your mask off. You have to be precautious there while you're there in the courtroom. But I do.
I'll speak up a little bit, I guess, because I have the mask on.
Right.
This is my older son, Justin Shaneberg. I'm his mom, Linda. He lives with my boyfriend of 18 years, Brent, and I. He moved here from California in November. And because he had a roommate in California, and the other guy moved out, so he couldn't afford to live on his own, so he temporarily was going to live with us. Anyway, Justin has had, mental and emotional
Hang on, I'm sorry to interrupt you. Mr. Shaneberg, are you okay?
I can barely hear you.
I
Okay.
can't hear at all, Judge.
Pardon?
I can't hear what this woman is saying.
Well, I can, so I don't know why everybody else can't.
Your Honor, it's hard to hear on this end as well.
Okay, if you could get as close to the,
I'm not listening, ma'am.
okay. Here's what she said so far. This is her son. He lives with her and her boyfriend of 18 years, who's also present in the courtroom with her. That he moved here from California in November. He has some anger and mental health issues that have not been properly addressed. Is there anything else you'd like to tell us?
Yes, he does see a psychiatrist now. He goes once a month and gets medications, but I don't know, how much he actually takes them or doesn't take them. But Justin is on YouTube. I don't know if you're familiar with this whole process, and I'm really not that privy to everything. He's on YouTube, and that's how he gets donations, and the more he gets us upset, and that's how he makes money. But anyway, basically is Justin, I don't want him in prison. I don't want him in jail. I just want him to get some mental help. I'm begging you.
I have spectrum disorder, Your Honor.
Hang on, Mr. Shaneberg. I don't want you to speak right now because everything's being recorded, okay? I just want to hear, could I speak to the other gentleman who's there?
I just want him to get some help.
Okay, I understand. And can I speak to the gentleman who's there with you?
Yes, ma'am.
Could you speak up as loudly as you can because the lawyers are listening as well? Can you see us all on the screen?
Yes, I can.
Okay, and you live in the residence as well?
Yes.
Okay, what would you like to tell me this morning about Justin? And basically, I'm interested in what you could tell me with regard to releasing him on some sort of bond, what your feelings are regarding that.
Like his mom said, he had some anger issues. We've had the police out at the house, like 3 or 4 times in the past month. And yesterday he pushed me, and that's why I filed the charges.
Okay. Does he have somewhere else to go stay?
I don't know. I have no clue.
Okay. Let me talk to his mom again for a minute if I could. Does he have somewhere else he could stay temporarily if he were to be released?
No, because my mom is 88 years old and she can't handle him, and his father won't take him, and I can't handle him anymore. My boyfriend has a heart condition right now, and we're waiting for him to have a procedure at the hospital, and I have to keep him as calm as possible, and this is just disrupting our house. It's not.
Okay, let me see if I can invite Judge Lerner Wren, who's here with us this morning, to maybe make a recommendation before I hear from Mr. Linder and Mr. Miller with regard to this case. Judge Lerner Wren.
First of all, good morning, everybody. I preside over Broward's Mental Health Court. I am supporting the first appearance court for mental health matters on a limited basis. And so I really understand the challenges that have been articulated, and we know that, treatment works, and it sounds like they're, based on what you're saying with the police having to come numerous times over the past month, that perhaps, there's some need to, have him checked out. I'm very happy to sign a diversion order. I don't have authority for any kind of, involuntary civil commitment as a county court judge. However, I can move him out of the jail, which would be safer for him, given, the public health issues that we have. Let him get independently screened and assessed, Justin, if that's okay with you. And then we'll work on some placement issues if that becomes necessary. Of course, the hospital, if he does get admitted, the hospital will do that for him. That would be my recommendation.
Okay, Mr. Linder, let me hear from the state, please.
Thank you, Judge. I'm recommending a $1,000 bond on the misdemeanor battery, a $2,000 bond on the felony level battery, no victim contact, along with, I don't know if Judge Lerner Wren believes any additional release conditions having to deal with mental health treatment.
I'm going to issue an order notwithstanding your bonds.
Yeah, no, I know that. I just didn't
So
know.
I'm just saying that the only other conditions that would be to continue what I understand he's already doing, and that is engaging in his mental health care. And then if he needs any additional psychosocial services or supports, through the mental health court, through this contact, we could help support him in that process as well. Whether the charge gets filed as a felony or a misdemeanor right now, to me is not really salient. Right now, it's doing the diversion, getting him out of jail, linking him with proper care and evaluation, and then working together to try to alleviate this crisis and getting him on his road to recovery and wellness. Is that okay with you, Justin?
Justin,
I have,
Mr. Shainberg, Justin?
I have autism, ma'am. I have PPD spectrum disorder. I am seeing a doctor for. I've been asking my mom for more resources because I know how to explain to people what's wrong with me. I just don't know what it means.
Okay, no problem. So why don't we do first things first then, and let's move you out of jail. Let's try to do that. Why don't we do that? First things first.
Okay.
Okay. So Judge Lerner Wren's going to draft an order. Do you want me to set a bond or not set a bond?
Yes, you need to set a bond.
Okay, I'm going to set bond in the amount of $1,000 on count one.
I'm on Social Security, Your Honor, but
and I'm going to do an ROR on count two.
It's fine.
Okay.
Can I get the full spelling and case number of the name, please?
Yes, the first name is Justin, Justin. The last name is Shainberg, Shainberg.
Case number?
Case number. Can you help me with that, Mr. Linder?
One moment, Your Honor. While I'm looking
Mr.
it up,
Miller?
I can get it, Judge. The only other thing I'm going to request, Your Honor, and this is based on what Judge Lerner Wren just advised us of, is that he also be supervised by pretrial with just the condition that he has to comply with any recommendations for treatment. That way, if there are any issues, then pretrial can bring it to the court's attention and appropriate action can be taken.
Okay. I'm going to set a bond on count one in the amount of $1,000. I'm also going to include pretrial release as a supervising agency. What says you, Judge Lerner Wren, with regard to contact or no contact?
Well, I would really listen very carefully right now to what the family's saying and their concerns.
Okay.
I think that that's safety for Justin, safety for the family is paramount.
Okay. So Ms. Shainberg, thank you for being here. And I didn't get your last name. I'm sorry.
Hart, H-A-R-T.
Mr. Hart, thank you both for being here. Judge Lerner Wren, also thank you for being here and participating with me this morning. Judge Lerner Wren is going to enter an order and get him out of the jail and start trying to get some treatment, and we'll go from there, okay?
And
But I did set a bond in the amount of $1,000, which would need to be posted.
Can I ask you a question? I don't
Yes.
understand that.
On disability.
And no victim contact, Your Honor?
I'm trying to talk, too many people are trying to talk at one time. Miss Shaneberg, what would you like to tell me?
Sorry to interrupt you. I have a question. For Justin to be able to get help, do we have to post the bond?
No, Judge.
I didn't know. I didn't understand. I'm sorry.
No,
No.
we're right now, he's entitled to a bond, but I'm gonna
I'm on a-
issue an order.
On a fixed income, I get Social Security.
It's okay.
It's okay.
I understand. We
Mr. Shaneberg,
understand. It's a due process issue that we're covering right now. It's a constitutional right now. We're just making sure that a bond is set, sir, for you. I'm gonna enter the order.
I don't have money. That's all the state gives me. I'm sorry.
It's okay. It's okay. We're gonna get you out.
Your Honor, I do have the case number.
Okay, thank you.
It's 20-35-07 CF10A.
Thank you very much. And we'll be monitoring every minute of the way and
Okay.
keep
you very
everybody
much.
informed.
Thank you, everyone,
All
for,
right, Judge, we have Backus Brett.
And Your Honor, I'm sorry.
wait a second.
That's also no victim contact?
Yes.
Thank you, Your Honor.
That's the quarantine unit, Your Honor. Backus Brett.
Do you have the page?
Hey, do not touch it, okay? Do not. Don't touch nothing.
Are you Brett Allen Backus?
Yes.
Okay. You're here this morning charged with touch or strike battery, domestic violence, and resisting an officer without violence. I do find probable cause as to those two offenses. Let me hear from the state regarding bond.
Your Honor, I'm requesting a $5,000 bond on the domestic violence battery, no victim contact. I don't see history. My concern really is the allegations in this case. I'm very concerned for the safety of the victim. I have concerns based on the alleged interaction that Mr. Backus had with law enforcement.